Alright guys, this is Phil, aka Philza. I'm going to quickly show you how to take off some buttons from a 360 pad. If you wanted to switch some around, like for example on this one, I've switched the left trigger and right trigger, white triggers from a wired pad to the black triggers from a wireless pad. And I've also got black bumper buttons as well from the wireless pad. Fairly easy to do. I mean, this part's already connected up here, I'll show you. When you pull apart the pad, this is going to be connected like so. It's just clicked in. When you get it off, you literally just pull it off. It's simple as that. And then the middle bit is what you want, and it just pulls off from the clips. I mean, this part is the only really bit that you need, but you could take the wireless version of this off the wireless pad if you wanted to, but it's not really advisable since the wireless has a bigger section here for the charger to go in the top of the controller, and if you put this on a wired pad, it's going to have a big gaping hole in it, so not really wise. Anyway, I'll put this back together. So that's the bumpers. Take off the triggers. All you really need is something sharp just to pull stuff apart. I mean, this bit here you can do with your thumb and that. So essentially I'll quickly show you the mechanics of it. This bit is connected to that. As you can see, it's not going anywhere until we take that bit off, and there's a spring inside. Now this bit's very easy. Just hold it like that, push down on the white part and pull sideways with that, and it just comes off like that. So that bit's on the bottom, that's sorted. And then to get this bit off, all you need to do is stick your thumb in this bit here, and then put a screwdriver or something like that into there, and push, and you push up like that. So there's these bits that were causing the obstruction because they get connected by these, and it just stops it from getting pulled off. And then once you do that, spring, and this bit comes out as well. So it's extremely easy to do if you know what you're doing. So those bits you can just swap around, like say if you've got a busted trigger you can just swap it for another one if you want. I'll put this back together, just quickly show you how to do it. That bit goes, 2 seconds. God damn it. There. Oh, you didn't even see it. I'll do it again. That bit goes like that, and it just kind of slides on. Push it in. So it's on there, on the little hook. You want to get the spring. Make sure it goes on this little section here. Just bounced away. Pop it back on there. And inside there's going to be another hole that you want the spring to go into. So it's easier really to put it into that one first and then just guide it in. Like that. With a little help from a screwdriver. Just pop it back on. And to get this back on, of course, you just squish it down. It just clicks on again. To get the arm back on, pull it up, push back to the side on the trigger, and then it just clicks in. So it's as simple as that, really. Yeah, that's it. If you need any help, post a comment on the description. Sorry, not description. Post a comment on the video. I'll get back to you, or just post in my thread on the forum. Link should be in the description. Oh, what else can I tell you while I'm here? Oh yeah, if you want to improve the D-pad, I know some of you from the forum have seen that I can improve the D-pad responsiveness on your controller and everything when I fix it. It's literally just a piece of cardboard. What this does is it just adds a bit more kind of mass to the touch bit of the actual D-pad. So when that bit goes over, it's got a bit more thickness to it. I know it sounds really stupid, but doing this gives it just a little bit more thickness that it needs to actually click in. So when you're using it, it doesn't just squish in, it actually feels like you're doing something. So for this one, I've just used a piece of cardboard. It's like tiny, really wafer thin. But you can use anything really. You can, if you've got an old credit card or a membership card, you can cut those apart. I've noticed that on when you use a normal D-pad from a normal wired controller, you do need something a little thinner like this to make it. I mean, because if you use something like a card, like a credit card cut out, it clicks too hard and and sometimes it just gets stuck all together. So you really don't want that. But at the moment I'm just using this because this is like the perfect balance. S-pad, D-pad, a tiny little slither of cardboard. It's just perfect. So that just slots on there, and the cover goes on top of it. Simples. So that's about it really. I'll put this back together. I highly recommend, if you're going to switch about, you can use different sticks. Like for example what I've done here, I've used a controller S analog stick for the right one, which is that one there, and I've used a Duke stick, which is the left analog stick from a Duke controller, the original Xbox controller, which is just massive. The sticks on those are really good. So I've experimented a bit and used different types of sticks. I've even used a PS2 stick as my left stick. But I think I found like the perfect balance for like the perfect controller basically. It's just so good, it just feels so nice. This one has just got so much precision when you're aiming and stuff like that in first person shooters. The texture of it on a controller S stick is a lot better than a 360 pad stick, because it's hard to explain in video, but it's got more of a rubbery feel to it. It's like, for example, if you've got a pair of rollerblades, if you're using plastic wheels on a pair of rollerblades, they're not going to be anywhere near as good to grip and as good to use as rubber wheels. There's just no comparison. So if you've got rubber based wheels rather than plastic based wheels, then you're going to have a lot more grip. And that's the same aspect goes towards these analog sticks. You've just got so much more grip and you don't feel like they're just sliding all over the place. And it's the same with the original Duke stick as well. This one here, not so much the one on the right, because the one on the I'll show you on the Duke stick, on the right Duke stick on a Duke controller is bizarre. Let's see if I can find it. There it is. I've got so many analog sticks just floating about. That there is the right analog stick on a Duke controller. Still feels alright, but I don't know, it's still got that rubbery feel, but it's just such a bizarre analog stick. It only really works on a Duke controller because it's so massive. You can grip your whole hand around the controller and use the top part of your thumb to control this. Whereas if it's on this, you're using the whole of your thumb and it feels bizarre. So that's a PS2 stick as well, I don't know why I picked that up. So yeah, that's like the perfect balance, I think. This one doesn't hurt your thumb as much either when you're using it. I know on games like Mirror's Edge, if you're constantly holding forward, you get what I like to call Mirror's Edge thumb, where you just have a big indent in your thumb. It just kills. It's fucking ridiculous. But yeah, I'll just quickly put this back together. Like I said before, if you have any questions about pulling apart your controller and fixing it, whether it's to switch the sticks around, switch the D-pad around, improve your D-pad, or if you're feeling pretty ballsy, fix slow turn by yourself as well, then just give us a shout in the thread and I'll help you out. Oh, by the way, that D-pad fix I actually found out from someone else on YouTube. It was just 2 seconds, I'll find it. Her name was... There it is. Her name was, well, an actual name isn't this, but it's Totally Lame Robot. She's got a few tutorial vids on there and everything, showing how she pulled out controller and that, and she makes a bunch of different things. But the main one I was interested in was the one about the D-pad, and she did exactly what I've done here. She just put something behind the touch part of this thing here, just to give it a bit more depth.